Let me check out that jack. You hand paint this?
Yeah. I was playing with it. I said, that really the first one I threw on the back of the jack, because I ain't really had nothing on the back of that one. So I probably end up playing with a couple more of them joints, just playing with them.
What's the significance of the 84?
84 was the year I was born.
Okay.
80s, baby.
Hey, man, shout out to the 80s babies. Ain't many of us left out here, it seems like. It's tough.
I was talking to Lucci. I told that nigga, I said, shit, I don't know if I want to make it. Should've died or this shit damn true. I love Limelight, though. I got see how it go. Bar Limelight on Willow Road. That's for Fernando. Yeah. Or West Side Hardy. West Side King of that Limelight. Fuck em. And every single thing that they stand for. Now I'm getting back in the groove, nigga. A couple Adderalls, Red Bull, nigga. Niggas with his soul on his sleeve. Skinny damn jeans, some lean. Young ass nigga with a tool. Young ass nigga skip school. Fuck that, learn how to shoot. Hearted don't follow no rules. It's a dirty world that we live in. I know you gon' make it, don't give in. I ain't handing out no favors. I ain't talking about nothing major. I'm just trying to kick a little flavor. I'm a limelight, see you later. Westside kick it at limelight, nigga. Westside kick it at Westside kick it at limelight, nigga. Hey, I ain't handing out no favors. I ain't talking about nothing major. I'm just trying to kick a little flavor. I'm at Limelight, see you later. Westside kick it at Limelight, nigga. Westside kick it at Limelight. Man, I got a toast to the shit. My nigga changed by the bitch. I thought we had the world in our hands, but that nigga had other plans. Man, I got a toast to the shit. Everybody trying to get rich. Niggas ain't got no plans. They just wanna be the damn man. Taking all these pictures with celebrities. V-neck tee with some wallabies. He think he's sending out, it ain't what it seems. He the only one that ain't looking clean. Nigga souls going for 100. Maybe even cheaper if they blind it. Facebook popping like a stripper. Buddy under mention on Twitter. All go everything Trinidad. But his son wish he had a been the dad. But that nigga wish he had a seen his dad. Black Lives Matter looking really bad. Westside kick it at Limelight. I'ma pop off when the time right. Westside kick it at Limelight. I'ma pop off when the time right. Fuck it. And every single thing that they stand for. Now I'm getting back in my groove, nigga. A couple Adderalls, Red Bull, nigga. Niggas with their soul on their sleeve. Skinny down jeans with some lean. Young ass nigga with a tool. Young ass nigga skip school. Fuck that, learn how to shoot. Hearted don't follow no rules. It's a dirty world that we live in. I know you gon' make it, don't give in. I ain't handing out no favors. I ain't talking about nothing major. I'm just trying to kick a little flavor. I'm at Limelight, see you later. Westside kick it at Limelight.
Man, welcome back to the Be Safe Podcast, man. I am your host, B. Cooks, and today I'm joined by a gentleman that is that I deem as somebody that's creative, somebody that I've known for several years, somebody that has weathered the storm when it comes to creativity, you know, because we all go through our hardships on those kind of journeys, you know what I mean? A man that I've known, before my daughter was in this world, you know what I mean? He has branched off to do not only clothing, he's done, you know, some customization for children, you know what I mean? Which is actually, I think is really cool, by the way. We'll get into that.
Okay.
But not to keep it long, I am joined today, ladies and gentlemen, by Emmanuel Hill. Thank you for being here, brother.
No matter what
Yeah, no
happens,
problem, man,
Dinky
no
will
problem.
just keep applauding.
Anything for the family.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, just to get started, man, how you been?
Oh, look, cooling, man. Taking it a day at a time. Trying to start off the new year, going in the right direction.
That's what I like to hear, man. 2020's been tough. You know, it's been a rough year for everybody. You know what I mean? And only thing we do is try to make the best of it. You know, try to turn nothing into something. Learn some new things throughout this year. You know, what have you done to, I guess, get through your 2020? You have any accomplishments or anything you've checked off of maybe a long list of to-dos?
I have to say, first was branching off into woodwork for kids. Like that's been the biggest accomplishment. Like you said, 2020 has been tough, and being able to give kids something to kind of be an inspiration has really been a plus for me. More so a blessing than anything. It's pretty much helped me to expand as far as the brand goes. So that's a big accomplishment for me. Then on the more business side, taking the brand over into just getting the proper paperwork.
Yeah.
Like I think in 2020, everybody is pretty much a entrepreneur of some sort, but learning the business side and getting your paperwork together. If you don't have that, that's important, especially going into the new year.
And it's good you say that. I mean, because that little $100 or depending on, you know, whether you go straight down to the business office or process your stuff online, ranging between $100-$200, getting that process done. That's the very beginning. You know what I mean? Like getting that little piece of paper that says you got an LLC is the very beginning.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There's, especially when you're talking about putting out clothing and you know, you're giving out actual product for your service. Is important because you got trademarks and copyrights and things of that nature because you don't want your IP stolen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think the admin part is what some people forget about in the business process. You know, a lot of the paperwork is really to protect you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because a lot of our people really don't know the paperwork side. Like anybody can start a business, but to know the paperwork side, get your paperwork in order, like it's so many avenues that will open up for you once you have the business, you know, aligned to where it's supposed to be.
For sure. Like, I mean, you won't have to do as much backtracking either. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times when we start businesses, we get the piece of paper and we hit the ground running, and along the way we'll start, you know, we learn along the way. We'll get to a particular stopping point and it's like, I only had to stop because I got to go back and get this piece of paper.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Or, oh man, like, I saw something that kind of looked like mine. I need to protect my stuff with copyrights, trademarks, etc., whatever. And, you know, that's all of that stuff that's not tangible for the consumer. You know what I mean? They don't get to see that part.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the grunt work, like I like to call it. It's the grunt work. It's behind the scenes. Most people, when they see the brand, all they see is the brand. Like I said, they don't see the paperwork. They don't see the hours put in. They don't see the dedication, the hard work, you know, the failures. Like, I'll say for most businesses, failure is the biggest stepping stone.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to create a different narrative, right? I don't want to call them failures.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'd rather call them lessons. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Because, you know, we're going to have our down moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to say we failed because if anything, it's an opportunity to learn and to not revisit that. Now, if you revisit that same thing and again,
Yeah.
I feel like then maybe we could deem it up as a failure because at that point it's our fault.
Okay, yeah. We
You
can
know
say
what
that.
I mean? I don't know. I like to call them lessons, man. It's just, you know, something I've been trying to carry over into not only 2020, but, you know, beyond.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, touching on that, as you say, yeah, with failures, pretty much when a person reaches a failed point, they give up. They leave that idea on the shelf. So,
And I think the give up maybe is when we accept what we would
accept
call
the
failure.
yeah.
For
So, yeah,
sure. I would agree with that.
Yeah, we'll take a lesson learned going into 2021.
That's what's up. And you've been in business for several years now. So I guess what was holding you up from, you know, doing, I guess, the administrative work prior to now?
Well, like I always tell people, my mom passed about 2 years ago. So I was
My
more-
condolences as well.
I appreciate it. I was more along the lines of taking care of family. Like that was the biggest thing for me. Like taking care of family. I have a grandmother. She's an elderly lady. So I was taking care of mom, taking care of grandma, and it really was. It was not the best time for me, but I figured I'd use my art to get me through. So it was more so just putting out art, putting out work, just being creative. And what I had to learn was at that dark time, I was putting out work, but I wasn't passionate about it. I was more so just passing it off to people to keep it flowing. But like,
so you kind of lost a little bit of fire, a little bit. The fire got put out a little bit. I mean, because like I said, my condolences. That's tough. You know what I mean? That's something that can affect the way you conduct yourself on a daily basis.
Yeah. And to be honest, like I see a lot of people just kind of go off the grid. I see a lot of people touch on like depression, and that's
a real thing.
Yes, it's real. It's a real thing out here. People, we all avoid it, especially in our community. We'll see it. We'll touch on it. We'll have what they consider to be symptoms of depression, and we'll just kind of shrug it off because one, as a group of people, we're taught that we'll get over it eventually.
Right.
When I tell
we're not
people,
taught how to grieve or that grieving is okay. It's like walking around with your chin up. You know what I mean? Like don't nobody let you see you sweat. You know what I mean? That kind of shit.
And I mean, as a black man anyway, like they always teach us, like men don't cry.
Right. Like being emotional is being soft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I think I kind of harvested a lot of that, just until I was able to, I won't say get over it, but better live with it. And I started to use that as motivation to put out more passionate art. So it kind of drove me to go into some new avenues, try some new things. I want to shout out a couple of people. Want to shout out you, especially.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, man. For real. Thank you.
Want to shout out my partner, Quayla Roscoe. We got a project that's up and coming. I'm putting something together for him, so you guys be on the lookout for that.
For sure. Shout out Quay, man. The freshest ugly nigga I know. nah, it's all love. But yeah, but now, and before I get too forward, right? Because I know you said losing her was about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So we're talking like end of 2018, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to take it a step before that, right?
Okay.
Because I always try to, learn a little bit about your past before we get to the future, you know what I mean? So where are you originally from?
It's crazy, man. I am from a small town called Plum Ranch.
Plum Ranch? Where the hell is that?
It's funny. Like, when I'm on this end and all of my Augusta people, I explain to them where I'm from, and it's automatically on the Aiken, the Edgefield side. It's actually in the opposite direction. I'm right on the other side of the lake in Evans.
In where?
In Evans.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Hold on. What? Plum, and you said it's called Plum what?
Plum Branch.
Plum Branch.
Yeah.
And it's in Evans?
It's right on the other side of Evans.
So is it like between Appling and like, are you like between Appling and Evans? Like where is that?
It's actually when you're in Evans, you leave Evans, you go back across into Carolina. Like, I'm literally 10 minutes from.
Are you over that area when you take what's that road?
You can take Fierce Ferry straight.
Yeah. You take Furious Ferry because you do kind of have that little section where you go like South Carolina.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I always tell people like I'm a.
So, but Plum Ranch. I said that
Plum
right?
Branch.
Branch.
Yeah.
Plum Branch. That's technically South Carolina?
Yeah. It's like I said, about 15 minutes from the bridge.
Excuse me. That's crazy, man. Shout out to Plum Branch. Man, like, with it being so small, is it a community? Or is it is it a city?
Man, that's a real small town. I probably could fit 100 of those right here in the city of Augusta. Like I said, it's small.
Wow, like if you blink, you would have missed it?
Yeah, you'll miss it.
Wow, that's crazy. Shout out to Plum Branch, man. I learn something new every day. Had no idea.
Yeah, and I tell people like I spend a lot of time in the Augusta area. Um, I grew up with a lot of homies on this
I
end.
mean, I guess it's kind of hard not to with
Yeah,
being right here. I mean,
yeah, it's just like one of them things you get up and you're like, okay, let me see what Augusta got popping. And like I said, it's right up the street. It's convenient.
right.
So, strangely enough, again, like I said, I want to shout out my guy Mooly Mike. We're from the same area. You probably see him dope hole music. He's making a big buzz. Him and some of the guys. Uh, we kind of travel back and forth, man. Just trying to make something happen, being from a small area, and us being young guys, especially being young entrepreneurs, like it's not a lot opportunity there, not a whole lot. You got the support of people in town, but we all know, what I'm saying, if you want to branch out, you got to move around, you got to
Right,
network, you got
right.
to
For
see
sure,
people,
for sure.
and just right here in the Augusta area, just dealing with people in general, man, it's helped me to grow a lot business wise, make friends, network, just growing to have people as family. So yeah, like I said, man, it's right there by the lake, probably as small as the lake is.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Plum Branch, South Carolina, man. Shout out to them. Um, so at what point in your life did you know you wanted to do something that would be, I guess, would be in the creative space? You know what I mean? So like, did you always grow up like painting and things of that nature?
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. Like, I've always said, which is not a bad thing, but I've always said my family had a generational curse. Like, the women in my family, they're goal driven, career oriented. They're nurses, they're counselors, they're teachers, they're doctors. And for me, it was always the guy being the guy. 9 to 5, 12-hour shift type job. And I worked those for a while, and man, I would be there, and people, they see me sketch or doodle, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and they'd be like, man, you don't have any business doing this. You don't have any business in here. Like, why are you in here? So,
I mean, those are, and it's crazy. Sometimes people don't get those kind of questions. Like, usually it's like, it might be, well, why do you want to do this? Like, you know what I mean? Rather than, that's almost them letting you know that you need to be doing,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, man. And I tell people, like, my life in a nutshell is I avoided the right path for a long time. Like, I'll tell anybody, if it's something that you're passionate about, if it's something that you're good at, man, shit, take a stab at it.
For sure. Yeah. I think
Um,
that's something that has to be preached more in our community or in our culture, rather. Because a lot of times it's preached to us that, it's go to school, get a job, you know what I mean? Or learn a trade.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it's never, a lot of times we don't get in the opportunity for somebody to tell us, hey man, if you love it, go for it.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, down to if you got a kid that wants to be an astronaut, by all means, help your kid get there. Shit, take them,
Yeah.
take them to camps, whatever it may be. Just
Give them
motivate
opportunity
'em.
to decide to say what I want to do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I come from what we consider in the black community as a broken home. Like, my mom was single. It's 2 kids. Like, I always tell people, I always see the same narrative, but I learned that a lot of us experience the same thing.
Yeah,
Like, I
for
tell
sure.
them, I came from a trailer, man. When it would rain, like, that shit would flood the carpet out. Like, I seen the rats, I seen the roaches, and for a long time I was embarrassed of where I came from. But I look back and I tell people, like, I appreciate it more. It makes me more humble, and I appreciate the opportunities that I get now, so I can share them with other people. So, like, just going to step back. Like, my dad was Marine, so my mom was a social worker. So my life was kind of straight up and down, black and white. So, I won't share any names, but I was drawn to the '80s culture. My uncle he was a big dope boy. Him and his partners, and it was always a fashion thing. Always a fashion thing. They was in the airbrushing clothes.
I mean, and when you somewhat come from nothing,
Yeah,
and you see, and that's what's glamorized, or what your exposure to being What is it? Your exposure to what getting money is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people may have be exposed to the person that puts on a suit and tie every day
Yeah,
as
yeah.
their representation of success or money or whatever the case may be. And other times it's hey, the dope boy in the hood, the guy that wears the nice suits, the pimp, whatever.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I tell them like we said, shout out to the '80s babies.
For sure. Cause I'm one of them. Yeah, you ain't know. I
We
know I look
definitely in the
good.
building. We in the
I know I
building.
look good. You know, skin tight. You know what I'm saying? This '80s babies holding on. You know what I'm saying? We looking real good out here.
Yeah, because
27 with 5 years experience. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And I tell people, man, they don't really understand. Like, we got a real big glimpse of the early '90s.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I say, I try to preach to them when it comes to fashion. We've already seen it. A lot of us already done it. So, like I said, I come from the era of dope boys and 5-star rims, and like I said, it was about fashion.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies had the big hoop earrings in, and one of the biggest things that caught my eye was, like I said, the art on the clothing. You know what I'm saying? The airbrushing joints. I remember being a little, and just my uncle would bring stuff home from the A, and man, like he'd go to sleep. So I steal his gear, I would wear it, put it back, and what really inspired me to get into the customizing, the art, doing it for people was even a step further back. Man, I was in the second grade. And man, I used to draw pictures, and then I got into drawing on people. You know what I'm saying? Which was weird at the time because, where I'm from, we didn't know anything about tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, that's what I was doing. I was in the early stages of tattooing, but I'm young. I don't really know shit. So my teachers would definitely spread me out in the class because I was taken away from her teaching.
Right.
Like I literally had people lining up so I can draw on them. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So, fast forward back to now, I remember when Cameron was big. He was big on the pink. I had a pair of white Uptowns. I think it was either high top or mid top. But anyway, I went in the store and I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get on this Cameron wave. And I bought like a pink and white fitted or some joint. And I got home and I was like, damn, I don't really have nothing to wear with it. Like once I wear this hat, that's it.
Right. You got to like, damn, it's pink. It ain't like a nigga just got to ass a fucking pink.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What do I do to, you like, what do I do to match this shit? Like, or have something to wear with it?
Yeah. So what I got into, man, was I had paintbrushes already. I had paint. So I was just like, you know what? I save a couple of dollars. I'll buy another pair of kicks. And I'm going to paint these joints pink, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it. And, I started wearing it out, letting people see it. And I never forget this guy. Like, I was in Foot Locker, casing out kicks. And this guy was hollering at this chick or whatever. Shout out to him. I can't remember his name, but
Whoever he is.
yeah, man. He was hating. You know what I'm saying? Because the attention went away from his lady friend to her looking at my feet and be like, yo, where you getting them from?
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm explaining to her, like, look, I did my own kicks. No, I don't have no business cards. Like, this was just...
Yeah, on the humbug, I went for it.
Yeah, I went for it, just to see how people were going to take it. So, at that point, like, I say mid-90s, late 90s, going into high school, in the summertime, man, I was charging people $45, $50. You know what I'm saying? Just to paint their kicks. And this is way before we get into breaking the kicks down, taking them apart, extra laces.
Shoot, this before Nelly's Air Force Ones.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm shouting myself out because I want to say I was one of the originators. I just went on the grand scale.
yeah, okay.
So, man, it was simple. I was just putting people's names on them, changing the colors up. And, man, I would be in the crib, and I have boxes of them joints, and just have people name, number, and they color. And my dad, like I said, being a Marine, he was always like, nah, you got to go to work. You got to learn how to save money. You got to learn how to take care of yourself. But what he didn't understand, being in a separate household, was, man, I got 12, 13 boxes of kicks.
At $40 to $50 a piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's $400-$500.
Yeah, and I was doing these joints, you know what I'm saying, in 2 and 3 day spans.
Oh yeah, your
So,
turnaround was decent then.
I got into it. And like I said, that grew my art. So I took off to college, and my sister hit me one day. Shout out to my little sister. She hit me the picture of Cam. And I sent her a picture previously where I had did an airbrush pair of jeans with the Pink Panther. And I had a jean jacket. So, so I'm going to class, she hit me with a picture. She was like, man, it's crazy. Like, you and Cam got on the exact same outfit. And I was like, say word. She was like, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, because I know the picture you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it was a photo shoot for Source Magazine. He had the Timbs on, the jean joint with the Pink Panther all over. I had identical outfits. It was different, but you know what I'm saying? Pretty much same thing.
Yeah, the concept was the same.
So, you know what I'm saying? Seeing that blew a nigga head. Dipset was hot. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much part of the fashion movement when it came to hip hop. So I just kind of stuck with it, man. And being in college, it took off.
Where'd you go to school at?
Claflin University.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? CU alumni.
Just shout out to Claflin, man. Right over there in South Carolina. It is South Carolina, ain't it?
Yeah, it's in Orangeburg. Yeah. It's in Orangeburg.
Yeah, shout out to Claflin, man.
So yeah, man, I just kind of stuck with it. And
did you take it on with you to college? Like, so you was moving them like on some like, hey, I'm a broke college student, like I gotta find some way to make some money type shit?
Yeah, now look, this is where you had a turn of events. Once I took that into the college atmosphere, I ran into a partner of mine named, we call him Juice, which by the way is crazy because a lot of people don't know this, but shout out to Don't Master. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with Don't Master.
I'm familiar with Don't Master. They are.
But man, I stayed in the house with him.
The originator of Don't Master?
The originator of Don't Master. Stayed in the house.
That's crazy.
Hey, matter of fact, Uncle Sage, if you see this video, shout out my nigga. But yeah, man, like he turned me on to the business side of, having inventory. Mm-hmm. Like them cats, they was running, they come back, and man, he taught me how to lay out my spreadsheet, keep up with what I got, what I need, what people like. And man, I was 18, 19 years old, making $4 or $5 grand a weekend.
Get the fuck out of here.
Making $4 or $5 grand, man.
What?
Like, I was coming home just on the weekends, and that's when Jabos was big.
Right, I was in high school around this time. I'm wearing like size 38 and I'm a 31. Yeah.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? We Soldier Boy, goddamn, tell them. You know what I'm saying? Man, Batman and these niggas, shit, Superman and hoes and shit.
Yeah, look, bro, we was all over there. I'm telling you, like, I had a 90 Honda Accord. Like I said, if anybody got one of them joints right now for sale, I take it. 90 Honda Accord, my little wheels on it, and I kept a trunk full. Man, I had polo shirts, I had the Jabos, I had the Jordans, I had the Forces, and the craziest thing was, unlike the culture now, we knew it was bootleg.
But it wasn't even I don't even think it was really about that at that time.
It didn't matter. It was just like, who was the freshest? I got these, you don't got them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, even out to, I think it was like the clear uptowns. Like,
oh, man, yeah, because Nike only made like a few real pairs.
Right.
Like colorways of them goddamn plastic.
Yeah.
Fucking see your toes. Big Tigger. I'll never forget Big Tigger had them shits on.
Yeah, them shits there be crazy.
But yeah, so you were rooming with Don't Masters, and they basically put you on how to monetize, the whole thing.
Yeah. Like, I just learned how to like deal with money, cause being that young.
Yeah, having money in your hand is. Man. You don't know what to do. Shoot, you trying to go shopping. You trying to go party. You trying to cash out.
We partied. Like, I remember we went out and shit. We took the volleyball team out, basketball players, and we just fronting everything. Cause like I said, you got a pocket full of money. Mm-hmm.
And if you're getting that kind of money, it's going a long way in that time.
Yeah. Like, man, I was making probably 2-3 times what my mom and dad was making. You know what I'm saying? And I came home and I threw like a guap on the dresser, and my grandfather came and he saw it. So, me and him had a long talk about what I was doing for money.
I'm sure it was like, you ain't out here selling drugs, is you?
Yeah, they pretty much. But he an old head, so it's like, boy, I know you ain't selling drugs. Like, nah, I ain't, I ain't never really get into that.
Well, they be to hit you with, I know you ain't out here selling that shit.
Yeah. So I took him through the spiel. I showed him what I was doing, and he was cool with it. But like, all of that prepped me for where I'm at now. Mm-hmm. Like, understanding fashion, understanding kicks, putting fashion together. And like just on a more broad note, just seeing the value in what I was doing.
Yeah, that you seen there was something here. Like you can, when you see the money, and you like, man, like I can't make this clocking in nowhere.
No, man. Like
You know what I'm saying? I can't do this. Working some kind of factory job. Like I can't see this kind of money.
nah, cause like I want to say those kind of jobs they're good. If that's something you're good at, by all means stick to it.
I mean,
But
there's something for everyone.
yeah, but what I learned from that is those jobs keep you from pursuing whatever your actual dream is, because you're always occupied physically and mentally making sure that those people keep money in their pockets. So
You don't get to spend that kind of time and effort towards your craft.
yeah,
So you're really spending it towards somebody else's.
yeah. You make somebody else money. You're making them rich. So what I had to understand was instead of making this guy rich, I got to make me rich.
For sure.
So, like, fast forward to now, and what's interesting is people always know me as, being a dad and working, taking care of, kids and family. But I had an interesting situation. Hadn't really shared it with a lot of people. But earlier this year, I was working a job. Never any time off, missing all the events. Not really putting time into my own craft. Turning down a lot of custom jobs, for people because I was so dedicated to the 12-hour shift. So one day I just got up, man. I was just like, you know what? Like, I got to change. Something has to change. So little did I know, it was already written in stone for me that, this job was going to soon part ways.
You can feel it, probably. You knew it was coming.
Yeah. Like, I had people come to me and tell me, man, your job on the line, and, nah, don't worry about it. You're good. So I was like, cool, at this point, like, whatever happened, happened. And what people need to understand is, like, there's never really a get ready, set, go point. Like, it's more so of a stand at the cliff, and whether your wings spread or not, somebody push you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be ready for it when it happens. So I got called in the office one day. The actual anniversary date of being on this job, 4 years.
That's how they always do, boy. They always want to get you right. They want to celebrate you and then push you out the door.
Yeah, well, see, look, I ain't even get the celebration. Like, all of that shit, I missed that part. But they let me go. And it wasn't even...
Best thing they ever could have did for you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it was a lesson learned. And, man, I left, and I was cool with it. Like, I went home, I changed, showered or whatever, and it was like, what's next? And I was just like, I got to go back to what started it all. So, I said, fast forward to now, I got my own business. And like I tell people, as far as customs go, it's not just shoes and clothes. It's woodwork. It's portraits. It's, paintings. It's wall murals. I do woodwork. Like, anything basically that can take paint, I can paint it.
That's what's up. So, like, and just to, because I don't want to skip over nothing, you know what I mean? Like, at what point did the name Phresh Forever come into play? Like, what made you, what was the light bulb that went off or whatever that was like, you know what, I'm going to run with this, I'm going to coin this name right here.
Oh, man. First, I want to say that started high school, man. And I never forget it. Me and a partner of mine was in class, and it's senior year, senior superlatives going on. So me being me, I'm a real humble guy. I ain't really looking for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, we already got best dressed, we got the most athletic, the good looking. So we chopping it up in class, and they was like, hey, send Emmanuel Hill and Latoya Qualls down to the office. So we bugging. Like, damn, we in class, like, what could we possibly have done to get called up front? So, we bugging on the way down the walkway. We get over there and like, yeah, we need y'all in the library. Y'all got to take senior superlative pictures. And it was like, okay, cool. What's the category? And it was like, best dress. So we standing there. So once we figured out what was going on, man, you know, we amped up or whatever. And I actually had on a custom pair of kicks. I had on the white and black nines. I had dyed them all black and red. And I had on this like Michael jersey, Falcons jersey. So like right when Vic was big, you know.
Oh yeah. I remember that. So
like,
for me, that was like, I want to say that's like right at 04. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I was like a freshman in high school.
Yeah, we took off, man, and we took pictures for that joint. So later on, I had a guy, man, from alternative school that I went to school with. My mom was doing social work for them, so she picked them up after school. And she come home and she's like, yo, like Nate Buck, he, you know, he's mad. I'm like, well, what happened? She's like, he got on the van and he telling everybody, you know, he don't even like talking to you no more. You got best dressed. He just knew he should have got. He knew that was his thing. And I was like, you know, I didn't even know it was that serious. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I wasn't looking for it. So, like I said, we get to college, man, and still, you know, rocking with fashion. I run into cats from New York. And, you know, my up north dogs, like, they all cool, but fashion for them is another level.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what
they
I'm saying?
take it
Like,
very serious. It's almost like how we treat cars in the South.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like when they step, somebody from up north, you know they from up north, based on the fact that they gonna put on a whole fucking outfit to go right down the street to the store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna layer it up. You know, if they one of them low life niggas, you know what I'm saying? And you know, low life is really like that 80s term.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like 80s, early 90s term for niggas who gonna rock polo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they really gonna put that shit on.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? They looking for, I mean, they going on hunts and, you know, all kind of shit. Like, and that shit's real, man. I just sat down with somebody yesterday, literally yesterday, who's from up north. And I was just telling the same thing. Like, you know, we treat cars how y'all treat clothes.
Oh, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, I had a friend of mine. She introduced me to Red Monkey jeans when they were big.
Dude, that's like 05.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So as I'm going up the steps in the dorm, a bunch of cats from up top was like, yo, you got Red Monkeys. My partner Cash was like, yeah, dog, I'll pay you. I'm like, for what? Like, man, I'll pay you so I can wear them joints first. I want to be the first one on campus with them joints on.
They be real.
So, you know.
Look, in my mind, I would have been like,
sensational.
So, you know, like, my light bulb at that time is flickering, man, because I'm like, this shit got to be dope if this man want to pay me to wear them first. So, you know, instantly, that was a reject. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm keeping it joint. You know what I'm saying? Really, they're a gift to me. So, man, we in the caf one day after assembly. You know what I'm saying? I got on a little fly outfit. And the guys bet me, man, like, it must have been about 7 of us at a table, like pack house, you know. And the guys were like, man, you got everybody in here. We bet you won't stand on the table and tell them you the freshest nigga in the country. So, you know, like I said, they amped me up, man. And like, I got in my seat. I got up on the table. And as people coming through, you know what I'm saying, I quieted everybody down. And they looking at me like, you know what I'm saying, what could this nigga possibly want?
and you had an HBCU, so you know they gonna pay attention to you doing something ignorant.
And it's crazy because I'm in the back corner. So, you know what I'm saying, everybody looking at me like, okay. I'm saying, we quiet, like, you know, what kind of announcement you got? I said, I just want everybody to know I'm the freshest motherfucker in the country. And if anybody
in the country?
In the country, bro. Like, it wasn't even the room at that time. It was just the country. You know what I'm saying?
The whole country.
The whole country, bro.
Not the campus.
Not the campus.
The country.
The country.
So
you know what I'm saying? People looking at me and they just kind of like, you know, like, what the fuck is this nigga on? Like, is he high? You know, like
this nigga crazy.
Yeah, he tripping. So I got down on the table and I was like, you know, everybody go back to what they doing. So it was at that point, man, like a few people just started calling me Phresh. It was like, you know, I never really had a nickname. Because like I said, being Emmanuel, people like, you know, what do they call you? I was just like,
Emmanuel.
Yeah. You know, if you come up with something, like, I answer to it. You know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't nothing crazy.
Right.
But like Phresh just kind of stuck with me. And man, I went through a slew of names, you know, for like brands. Oh man, we had Phresh. We did YBE, like Young Black Entrepreneurs. Um, and then it was like I said, just Phresh by itself. And then I was like, if I'm gonna do Phresh, like I don't want it to be a short-lived thing. Like I want longevity. So I just like, if it's gonna be Phresh, and if I'm gonna consider myself to be that way, like this shit just gotta be forever.
Understood.
You
That
know?
makes sense.
So like I said, we just kind of derived, and showed up at Phresh Forever. Like I said, that's the brand. Phresh Forever clothing. Like you guys may actually get to see a kids brand. It'll be through my son Malik, and it'll just be, we're gonna call it. It's gonna be Phresh Junior. We're working on actually a kids storybook. That we're gonna put together. So, like I said, 2021 is gonna be a pretty promising year. Like I said, it's moving the brand forward. Like I said, kids line. We're gonna do like a storybook. And I also, like I said, I want to reinvent the wheel a little bit. Like I was telling you earlier, I had the Sack Chasers.
Right. I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah.
Now the Sack Chasers brand.
Like at what point was this? Because you got Phresh. I mean, at this point we talking about 05, right?
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
05, 06. So at what point in that on the timeline did Sack Chasers come in?
Man, Sack Chasers came in. I want to say it was right after my son was born, like in 09. Like
Shout out to the dads too, by the way.
Yeah, man.
All the fathers out there. I don't want to say dads. I want to say fathers, the ones that contribute to their children's lives, their development, their advancement in this world. Shout out to all of you.
Yeah. We definitely do not get enough damn credit.
You ain't lying.
So yeah, man. After my son was born, man, me and the guys we just kind of shooting the shit, man. And we're just talking. Everybody was into chasing the bag and making money and stacking their money up. And I was just like, boom, I got an idea. It was like, where? What you got? I was like, man, I think I want to do a thing called Sack Chasers. And like I said, we walked in the avenue of picking up all the cartoon characters that were really about money. Like you had your Richie Rich, Scrooge McDuck. You had the Beagle Boys trying to take his money, and you got Mario, which was still pretty much a thing then. So you really on the Mario side, you got in, I think, pure nostalgia right here. I want to say like the Mario Brothers 3. We had the tail, he chasing the coins or whatnot, and you had Sonic chasing the ring. So I wanted to take all of those.
Because all of those are a symbol of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I briefly touched on it, like I say like 2010, and I kind of drifted away from it because I felt like it was one-dimensional at the time.
It can kind of be trendy. Like I could see why you would fall in, like you would feel like it'd be like trendy, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I felt like being a brand builder or trying to be a household name, I didn't want people to stamp me with, just his thing is about getting money. Like.
I mean, but shoot, even in hindsight, it's like maybe I should have. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with saying you like to get money.
Yeah, like because honestly, who would figure out years later that the big thing would be
getting
holding
money,
stacks of cash to your ear,
right?
Like to get money and like the
money phone.
Yeah, what's the joint where they got the money down the sleeve? Like my money ain't that long, but the money down the sleeve where they got the 100 showing.
Right, yeah, the spread.
Yeah, the spread.
Shout out to my nigga Mayo, man. Shout out to my nigga Mayo, man. If y'all really tune in and y'all support the kid, y'all seen the interview where I learned how to do the money spread. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hashtag spread challenge. For all you motherfuckers that think you got the cake, let me see what you can do.
You gotta show it. You gotta show it. But yeah, man, like it's crazy how we go in and out of trends, and like that's one of the reasons why I want to go back in and reinvent the wheel. I want to bring it back out to people. That's a big thing now. Like I enjoy seeing our people, even in this rough time of COVID, like really going inside their selves and creative minds to become entrepreneurs.
Yeah. That is the thing I do enjoy as well. Like seeing people like just like we were talking about off camera, where 2020 was an opportunity to do something you haven't done, or
Right.
try something you've never tried before. That's something you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you had time to not only try it, but go through the trials of even not being good at it at first.
Yeah. I mean, like, it right now going into the new year, everybody should have at least one thing that they didn't know how to do that they just like great as hell at. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care if it's knitting a sweater, if it's changing the car battery, if it's learning how to change your oil. Like, you should be awesome at that shit going into next year, because we've all had the time to sit down and just kind of get into something. You know,
For sure. Because I definitely learned how to get into the trading stocks.
Yeah. That's
You know what I
big.
mean? I always wanted to be a bartender. I went and got my professional bartender's license.
Look, that's
You know
dope.
what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
dope.
you ever need me for a private party, brother? I got you.
Look, we definitely got to put something together.
Yeah, man. I know how to pull it all. But yeah, like even little stuff like that. You know what I mean? I've sat down with a young brother who, two brothers actually, that learned how to DJ during this time. Because it's something they always wanted to do. You know what I mean? So I encourage anybody, man. If the more just the word pandemic is a thing, the more time we should spend towards adding to our repertoire, putting some notches on the belt, checking some boxes off the bucket list. Like, we gotta continue to do that.
Yeah, like, I mean, as influential as we are as a culture, next year when this thing kind of, maybe take a nosedive and come down a little bit, we start to open back up, like, there's no reason for our people. We shouldn't be able to say, like, we the shit. Like, we're really here now. Like, we're forced to be reckoned with. And like I said, man, I got a couple of other business ventures. Stay tuned. Like I said, I got a...
Stay tuned. You ain't gonna give me no exclusive, man? Come on now.
Well, I tell you what, we'll put it out there so people can, just get a little buzz going. I'm gonna do a cigar bar and lounge. So it's gonna be pretty dope. It's called On the Hill.
So you're a fan of cigars?
Yeah, man. I got into cigars.
Man, you need to holler at my buddy Slim.
Yeah,
My buddy Slim, bro, he is a cigar and cognac whiskey guy. You know what I mean? You know how you pair your cigars with your whiskey, your cognac. You know what I mean?
That's been my off-camera thing. All behind the scenes, like learning how that works. Like, while I'm thinking about it, I got my own wine release. So you guys be on
wine?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, got my own wine company.
Is it called Phresh Forever Wine?
No, actually, what it is Phresh in Italian. And I think it's pronounced Phresh.
Phresh.
Yeah, it's Phresh. It got a cool little flow to it.
Okay, all right, that's different.
That's on the way. I figure if I'm gonna go in on the cigar and whiskey and cognac side, I might as well dive all in. So we're looking mid-spring. Hopefully, I'll have it ready to go before, if we have the Masters next year in April. Get it going. But yeah, man,
That's what's up.
Just another business venture, man. Just really trying to get into this generational wealth thing.
Yeah, we got to be able to set that up for ourselves and our children. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to be able to leave them something.
Yeah, look, something other than debt.
You ain't lying, boy.
You
You was not lying.
But yeah, man, like I said, going forward, like I said, the brand, Phresh Forever Clothing. Like I was saying, just touching on the logo, man, I got to shout out my guy, Michael. I got to shout Michael out.
Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out Michael, dog. Mr. Moon Rock.
Moon Rock,
You know what I'm
Michael.
saying?
But yeah, man.
That's a good brother right there.
He's pretty much the engine behind the logo. Like I said, the logo was a lot more bold, a lot more, I kind of say, barbaric. Like I said, I got it on the hat, older logo, and that's crazy. Like right now, having your own brand, you already got a retro. You know what I'm saying? So, Ben just kind of chopped it up, man, and he was showing me his work, what he do, and I showed him my work, and he really made me understand, like, if that's the way you're gonna go with it, it needs to be something that captures everybody.
Yeah, because something that's if you look at it and it's really aggressive, it could be deemed, it could be taken as something else.
Yeah, yeah,
Even though you may aspire for it to be for everyone.
yeah. And see, that was his thing. He was like, we didn't really didn't want to get into the politics side or making it a racial thing, but it was just like right now, so much racial tension going on for somebody to see something so aggressive from you being, a black male, it may throw a red flag, and it.
So I mean, it's almost like you softened it up, almost like, for sake of conversation, like the polo bear.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It could have been a grizzly bear. It could have been a bear, doing something extremely aggressive.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you tweak it to something softer, it's not intimidating. It's welcoming in a sense.
Yeah, and see the crazy thing with that is when people see my logo, what grabs them is they actually think it's the polo bear. And the funny
But it's
thing
not a
is,
bear at all.
No, it's not a bear at all. And see, that's good for me because what it does it allows me to open that door for conversation.
For sure, for sure.
So I can explain to you hey, this is not a bear. This is a lion. So people say, well, where does a lion come from? Well, I'm a Leo.
Okay.
So, me being a Leo, quite naturally, I use a lion. Everybody has a lion, but like I said, mine is a little bit more, generic. It's simple.
Simplicity is key.
Yeah, it's important. And what I really want to do with the brand, like I said, after me and Michael chopped it up, I sent it back to him, and he was like, "Yo, that's some shit you see in the Gap store." So I knew right then that logo was hitting, So I put it on a hoodie like this one, and I let a couple more people see it, and it was just like, yeah, that's better than the first one. So, we took it, we kind of ran with it. And being that I'm also, like into fashion, it's not just for the men. Like
For sure.
we got it for women, I got it for kids.
Because you don't want any stone unturned.
No stone unturned. Like I want you to be able to go and you can wear it in the bank. Like I tell people, I got a 3/4 button ups. I got a full button up coming. I got hopefully dress shirts.
Hopefully, we're gonna since we recording right now, we're gonna speak that into existence.
Okay, we'll take that. I'll take that. But I want you to be able to go in the bank, and when you sign a $100K loan for a house, you can wear that shirt. Or I don't want you to be somewhere and somebody say, well, hey, you can't wear that here. Or hey, you can't have that on here because it's derogatory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want everybody to be able to wear it. I want you to take family portraits in.
Right.
So
you want people to be able to create memories in your pieces.
Yeah. That's what I'm aiming at. And
that's dope.
No stone unturned. Like I said, we want to touch bases with everybody. I said, just pretty much want to grow into a household name.
Do you with 2020 around the corner, is there anything that what do you want to get better at? You know what I'm saying, going into New Year?
Well, I have to say, for as much work as I put in, I want to get better at time management.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because people say, you got 24 hours in a day. How much more time do you need? And it's not about having more time. It's just being able to manage the time that you do have to use.
Yeah, more efficiently.
Yeah. Because I find
being
myself
able to get more done in the allotted time I have. Right.
Yeah. Because sometimes, I tell anybody, if you're a creator or if you're doing anything, there's going to be at some point where you're going to have a last minute project.
Mm-hmm. And
just looking backwards throughout the year, it was a couple of times when I had last minute joints. It turned out good. I learned at an early age just kind of how to mask, projects. People damn, man, it took you 3 or 4 days, right? I'm like, yeah. Knowing I was just sweating a few minutes ago, damn, I hope this hurt and dry so I can get it to where it's going.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I just really want to get a lot better at time management. And I also want to get deeper into the business aspect.
Okay. When you say deeper, elaborate a little bit.
Well, yeah, when I say deeper, like right now, I understand how to make money turn. I understand on the business side the marketing, who I want to grab, where I want it to go, how to get them to respond.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say deeper on that side of the fence, I want to get into where I can take my brand,
Mm-hmm.
and as it grows, I can introduce my brand into being that umbrella for a sister company. And when I say that, I mean I don't want people to just say, "Hey, well, that's Phresh Forever." So we know at least we got some clothes. Like I'm learning how to take this and build an empire and build a little building out on the side where you say,
Yeah.
"Hey,
So it's more like it's a brand in its entirety,
yes,
and yeah, and then you're not boxing yourself in. You can continue to be creative. You can add kind of branches to the tree, in a sense.
yeah, we want to eventually say not so much just Phresh Forever clothing, but we want to say this is an enterprise. Like Phresh in itself is an enterprise. Like as you go in the store and you buy a shirt, or you buy pants, or your wife buy leggings, when she come back out to get in the car with you, when you get ready to pull up to the traffic light, I want you to also see like Phresh in its logistics. Or it's on a billboard and I'm offering your kid like a summer program, an enrichment program for kids. That's also something I want to get into. Like so many times we got kids out here, man, that really don't have anything to do, or
I
they
mean
think.
that would be dope. Like to have place people who were just like you, who wanted to paint or make clothes or what I mean.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
can get that off and not feel like they're alone in their creativity, or like they're the only person that feels this way about you know artsy shit. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like sometimes the artsy shit is like deemed corny for whatever
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
reason.
People find RC people weird. Like
I mean that means they need to call all their favorite rappers weird.
yeah, yeah. Especially
Because
especially now.
anybody
Especially
that
now.
makes music is a little weird.
Yeah, you have to be.
But I mean that in the best way.
Yeah, so I learned like uh Van Gogh and those guys, man, like the way they created those pieces was they actually dabbled into, what I'm saying, like drugs and, alcohol. Cause like,
Maybe our biggest creators be on LSD, all kind of shit.
yeah, like my thing is, for instance, the 100 Camel soup cans. Like me personally, you got to be on something to see a can 100 times in different, forms. You got to be on something. Like you don't just wake up and see a Camel soup can and be like, yeah, let me paint that 100 times with a different background.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's
Yeah, and them
something.
pieces are selling for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one of them just say chicken noodle and tomato soup or something crazy like
The
that.
numbers on them joints is astronomical.
Yeah.
So like what I meshed together was you had like your Jackson Pollock and those guys during those eras. Actually, the guy that did the 100 cans was cool with Jimi Hendrix. Like those guys hung out together, and that comes during the period of time where you had your hippies, your marijuana, your LSD.
Right. I guess the Woodstock kind of era.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I took all of that into how fashion, art, how all that just kind of mix itself together in one pot. So I said, man, it's been a real interesting journey, man. I just tell people I used to blame it on like, dang, I waited so late, but
But
actually,
was it?
yeah, was it?
Sometimes like what some people call late is right on time.
Yeah, timing is everything. That was just something I had to understand, but yeah, like I said, it's been a pretty dope ride, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And I'm glad you're sticking with it, man. Because at the end of the day, it's about what makes us happy, not what always makes us money. And a lot of times, if we're sticking to what makes us happy, it's gonna make us money.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's what's dope. And I always tell people, man, I want to give you your flowers while you're here.
Oh yeah,
Because people cannot feel that shit when they gone. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times we don't get the amount of love we deserve or need in our lives. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure, at least coming here, you know that I'm giving you your flowers,
Hey, man.
and I want you to continue to grow, continue to expand the brand.
I appreciate
You know
it.
what I mean?
Appreciate
And before we get up out of here, man, just let everybody know where to find you at, how they can get your services, things of that nature.
Well, I tell people, hey, we're all on the Blue app. I'm on Facebook. You can look me up by my name, Emmanuel Hill, and kind of trademark. Like you'll always see a picture of me. I got on a fitted hat. This is one of my things. I got a business page which is Phresh Innovations on Facebook. I'm on Snapchat and Twitter as King Phresh 84, and most of all, I get a lot of work off on Instagram. If you look for me on Instagram, my name on there is Phresh_the Baptist. So hit me up on any of those. Feel free to hit me, via social media. You can also call me through social media. I take phone calls. Most of the time, I like red. My hours are 9 to 5. Anything after that, I'll take a voicemail. But yeah, feel free to hit me up, man. Anything on the art side. If it's questions, if you're trying to start a business, you need help with your business, or you're just simply interested in making purchases, like just let me know. Hit me up.
For sure. Make sure y'all look them up on all platforms, man, and continue to support black businesses. You know what I'm saying? Especially the good ones, man. But before we get up out of here, I do want to thank you again for your time.
Oh yeah, I appreciate.
You know what I mean? I always appreciate anybody taking their time to sit down with me and allowing me to not only get to know you more, but the people to be exposed to you more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Cool. So before we get up out of here, as always, be safe.
Be safe.
It was good.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I wish I could have recorded a lot of that joint. I wish I would have recorded the table joint. Like that was ill, bro. I might have been high when I did that. Come to think of it.
Hey man, look, make sure y'all fresh forever, man. You see, I got this shit on. You know what I'm saying? I got it on.
Look, that was my little man that said, Daddy, he was like, is the podcast gonna be open? Can I see it?